So this video response is for P226 Nuts. I mean, my main motherfucker lately. We got backwoods lurking around too. Following the money, we're talking about money and minimum wage, and that's a subject that gets all up in my craw a little bit. Now I have some biases, and it's not on you, 226. I'll tell you whys. And you had mentioned you want to be cautious taking any offense or anything like that. You don't have to worry about that. The only time I've ever been offended in the sewing circle was over the serial killer Ted Kaczynski thing, and that was just momentarily. And I felt that my view wasn't being acknowledged within the discussion, as Shafe was going over the power process, and I was like, and maybe it was me not engaging in what his point was trying to be, so the whole thing just ended up being a mess, and it agitated me, which is something that's unusual, being a former troll, for me to be agitated over something online, a shit poster. We should be a little more, I don't know how to put it, thick-skinned, but that's been a while. The funniest thing is, so many of these topics, I'm in the mix of them. I'm in the subject of these things. You mentioned tongue-in-cheek, like me being part of the problem, white male, 6-figure salary, living in the suburbs, taking all them black jobs. Or is that the immigrants taking all them black jobs? Either way. So from my daughter being in the LGBTQ community, and now, I don't know if I've told you all before or not, my wife's a doctor. So that really makes me part of the problem. So whenever Democrats say shit about, people at this level of income need to pay their fair share, I'm like, oh, fuck me. Or people with a business at this level need to pay their fair share. So my business is small. 9 people total, including me. $2 million a year. Puts us in that category, puts us in the sights of the Democrats of getting schnockered pretty hard. We gotta pay our fair share. You had mentioned increasing minimum wage, 226, and I love where your heart is there, and that is where used to be with the Democrats, their heart being in the right place from what they said. It's a wonderful thing. And I believe in a social safety net somehow. I don't think that the government is qualified to supply that safety net. I believe that safety net can be handled with the invisible hand, that invisible hand of economics. If you read Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, written in the 1700s, no less, where he talks about how manufacturing has changed the value of an individual's task, it'd be very, very helpful in this discussion. Although that book's a fairly thick read as far as the subject matter. But a mentally handicapped person's value that they bring to an economy is lower than what a highly intelligent, well-skilled, well-trained, extraordinarily able-bodied individual is. To say that a low-skilled individual is worthy based on their tasks alone that they accomplish, to have their life provided for. Again, I love where your heart is on that. But forget the money for a second and just think about the value, or what it takes. Let's say we're providing shelter. Let's say we're providing food. Let's say we're providing individual health care. Just look at forget the money again, please. What's it going to take to do that? It's going to take somebody capable of building a house. It's going to take somebody capable of seeing to their physical welfare. It's going to take somebody capable of providing that food. Each individual's value within this equation is something that has to be factored in. And the ratios aren't equal, so it's difficult to force where we draw that line. Example, last year a hurricane came through. We got another hurricane coming, so and I'll probably get a chance to show you guys the FEMA camps and the FEMA trailers, and I will show you FEMA trailer shelters. Imagine a 24-foot tow-behind trailer that has 4 residential sections in it. So 4 little tiny apartments on a 24-foot trailer. That's what you get. There's your shelter. Healthcare's in that tent over there. What level? Do you know what I mean? Because the person who makes those shelters is only capable of so much. The person who makes that food is only capable of so much. Where is the value? And I understand where you're coming from about healthcare, and absolutely not all doctors are created equal. But if a loved one of yours needed somebody to drill a hole in their brain to take out a tumor, who are you going to get? Who do you want? What are you going to think then? But I do appreciate where you're coming from. And again, I understand completely. And along with what I told you of what my wife does, it brings both a bias and perspective. I get to see doctors at their best, and I definitely see examples of doctors at their worst. And I do also get to see what, she and I have been together through her education process. I've put her through school, so I've seen what it takes. I've seen what it takes to rate that job. From my own perspective and my own business, Florida voted, they put it to the citizenry to vote for the minimum wage. And naturally, if you put on a ballot, hey, $15, you want $15 an hour, everybody's going to say hell yes. It did surprise me how many boomers and everything voted hell yes according to the polls. I don't think the everyday citizen is qualified to say what minimum wage should be. And it makes it very challenging for a small business. If, for example, my shop, we complain about needing degrees or education or experience before being hired, the value of what my shop does, the skill that it requires to do certain tasks that I have available for you to do to make money, that my customers find value in. If I have to give you a higher percentage of what I'm getting from my customers to provide that value, you're going to have to bring something else to the table. So instead of somebody being able to work their way up to be in my business, I've got to run with people that are experienced already somehow. And that's going to reach terminal limit. That's my concern with the minimum wage thing. And the other thing that we're needing to factor in, it's a stop loss to go against the cronyism that our economy currently is. It's crony mercantilism. We talk about it's a republic and blah blah blah. No, it's fucking crony mercantilism. We don't trust bust anymore. We don't break up monopolies. We don't break up oligopolies. And then we fight back against it by legalizing marijuana and increasing minimum wage. Those are my 2 cents. Great topic though. And I get a vote on the minimum wage. Florida's a little ahead of the curve as far as federally, and I think it could and should be something up against for the states to determine, actually, because the economy of Florida and the economy of New York State and the economy of California and the economy of Texas are certainly different than, say, the economy of Oklahoma, the economy of North Dakota. So those things need to be factored in because, and I can get into this, economic regions, as I see Florida is sloshing from the Northeast post-COVID, but more moves to that. All right, my friends, great topic. And I think I might have a part 2 to this one, but I want to see where we got. Give everybody a little chance to catch up. All right. Take care, y'all.